Hey guys, it's Christine with Black Tea News, and today we're going to be talking about the Ta-nehisi Coates Superman J.J. Abrams story, which you've probably heard about it by now, and if you haven't, well, I'm glad to talk about it with you. Before we dive into it, please visit blacktnews.com, check out articles we got there, check out some of the merchandise. I'm sure you'll find something that you'll like. Also, if you would like to help out and support what I'm doing here, you can go to the site and donate there, or you can just follow that instruction right across the bar right there and do it. I would really appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who's watching, subscribing, sharing. Make sure you hit notification bells wherever you are viewing this at. And I thank you for spreading the word and being part of the conversation. So Ta-nehisi Coates. For those of you who don't know him, he's an American essayist. He's very wokish, critical race theory, reparations, nihilistic view of America sort of guy. Just first surface level first impressions, not the sort of dude I would think to write Superman, who is like American values. I mean, he's an alien who came from outer space, but he fell in Kansas. He is corn-fed, Kansas raised. I mean, there is nothing like more American than Superman besides like apple pie and the flag. So, I mean, he's been around for a long time, and it's always been truth, justice, and the American way. When they said all that stuff, and when Superman Returns came out years ago, people were like, what? And people were upset by that. So when you don't have that sort of like goodness and hope just beaming through Superman, I think you got issues. At the end, Snyder's like a Man of Steel movie was it rubbed some people the wrong way. I liked it. And I thought it was obviously like a darker appeal. A lot of stuff happened. He did end it with like killing Zod, snapping his neck, which I thought was absolutely necessary because he was about to burn that kid alive. So all of you, Superman doesn't kill, totally understandable in that scenario. Just give him a break. It's still, that welcome to the planet, thing at the end, him coming to get his job. Like, that still, like, left me off at a really good place. And then they came back with, like, Batman versus Superman. And the problem with that is just, like, and then jumping to Justice League, I said the problem is that we didn't get to see Superman be Superman. He's the guy who inspires people. He's the guy, and they had, like, people liked him in some scenes and stuff, but it seemed like, I don't know, kind of even, like, hyper imagery with almost like cultish in a way rather than just like a awe-inspiring sort of thing. Like Superman, he can go punch out Doomsday or something, but then he'll go juggle elephants for charity, and we just didn't get to see like the raw, just good inspirational Supermanness. Now you saw a little bit of this in Justice League with the phone scene when he was talking to the kids. And then you got to see a little bit of his humor, like with an interaction with the team at one point. But he should have had like another standalone film that gave us the feels before, Batman tried to just like kill him. So, sorry, I didn't mean to rant about that. But anyway, can he give us a Superman that's kind of still up to date and modern, but still gives us that good hopeness vibes that I believe Henry Cavill's more than capable of pulling off, but they haven't given him the material to sort of do that, and to feel kind of more like the Christopher Reeve sort of era. And we don't even know if Henry Cavill is going to come back for this, or it's going to be a Superman film. Some people are speculating that there are black iterations of Superman, so are they going to go that route? I don't know. Not much is known about it besides it's the writer and Abrams, and he's written for like The Atlantic. He's written for New York Times. I've read some of his pieces. I'm not a fan. We're just like totally two different people as far as ideology and stuff like that. I mean, this guy wrote in his like memoir that when he saw first responders, he didn't even see them as human, because of, I don't know, more racism or something like that. I don't know what is this guy's deal with his worldview. I mean, I understand it like from like just who he is, but it, like I said, it just totally doesn't jive with me as at all. It's not what I respond to. It's not what I believe. I believe I live in the greatest country in the world, and life is bigger than white supremacism. That is not literally jumping out of my closet, hiding underneath my bed to get me. So, but I don't want to totally throw the baby out with the bathwater and just assume that he cannot write this film because of our political differences. Because, I'm very political, obviously, and I write fiction books, and I'm sure you could see like different aspects of my worldview eking out in different things, which they're my material. Why wouldn't it? But at the same time, I'm sure you would read it and not suspect a lot of things either. So if an opportunity opened up for me, I wouldn't want someone to I would want people to hire me because I'm the right person for that job, and that I could do a great job with that script. And I wouldn't want someone to go through like my Twitter feed and say, nah, brah, this chick can't do it. But at the same time, I have a lot of fiction work that you could, I don't know, probably get an understanding of what I could do a little bit with something. Now he's written nonfiction stuff, essays, and his memoir. He has written for Marvel Comics, a Captain America book, and also Black Panther, which I have a lot of comics at my house. We're really big into comics. That's what I used to do on YouTube with my sisters way back in the day. We talked about movies, comic book movies, and comic books and TV shows. Like Smallville was our main attraction to our page. I'm really familiar in this space, but I haven't read them in a while because I just sort of wasn't feeling where the stories were going. I didn't love a lot of the plot lines, and I just sort of fell out of love, I guess, with it. And with other stuff that I heard, I wasn't reacting with interest to anything I was hearing to kind of pick it up again. So it's been a minute, and I have not read his Captain America or his Black Panther story. I've heard from other people that it wasn't good and that it was very political. Maybe you guys in the comments can tell me what you thought about it if you did read it. Now, I would like to assume that Warner Brothers and J.J. Abrams would not give someone a job without being able to do a good job, like completing it, right? But J.J. Abrams puzzles me. And decisions let's say the new Star Wars franchise puzzles me. It puzzles me how companies can just throw in so much cash at something and then just make just blatantly ridiculous ideas, and that would just destroy everything. To hear when you watch Force Awakens, there was all these people who had all these theories about who Rey was, and then you just kind of had to throw that away after the Last Jedi, which was the film that made me say I don't want to go to the movies for Star Wars anymore. And I kept my word on that. I can catch it on Netflix when it's playing on cable or something. I'm not invested enough to go to the movies for these anymore. It was devastatingly awful for me. But then you got to the Rise of Skywalker, and then all of a sudden they're oh, she was Palpatine's granddaughter. It didn't feel like a journey of suspense or who's the daddy kind of thing. It felt like you knew and then you didn't know, and then it felt what? And so that's what I felt as a viewer, just kind of observing all this. And then lo and behold, Daisy Ridley's we didn't know till that movie, and even then we were trying to figure out, is this really a thing? And I'm how is it possible? How is it possible to do that? To play so fast and loose with billions of dollars like that? I don't understand why any company would do that. And I don't care how big a director is. You're handling a huge $billion franchise, and you're just gonna just wing it. How does that happen? So I don't think that people deserve as much trust as perhaps they have been afforded to in the past. We're at this weird time where companies value woke points more than maybe even dollars. Now, wokeness can get you a lot of dollars. But it can also destroy you. And it just kind of depends where your bread and your butter is. It is just possible that Mr. Coates is the woke boy that they love right now, and that they want to work with him because they're into his ideology. This whole, I've talked about the the whole Gina Carano thing. And I've talked to people who wrote for Lucasfilm in the past, and they're just concerned because right now, like, these companies are just really hiring ideology, and there's more stuff I want to tell you guys, but I want to make sure that it's okay with them before I divulge more on anything like that. They're hiring like militantly leftists who like don't like conservative values, don't like Christianity. And I'm not saying you got to be Christian or anything to write this stuff, or you have to be right leaning or anything, but to be like just determined to be the other way, or just like flat out militantly like against that stuff. We're in a really I think dark place because we politicize so much that we can't even retreat to like entertainment. We can't even retreat to sports and cheer for a team without some kind of ideology being shoved in our face. And if they're going to eke out ideology in the Superman thing, that is quite the gamble. Now it is quite possible that they're just going to pay this man a lot of money. He's going to write a script and they'll pay him a lot of money, kind of like their penance for their whiteness. They'll pay this black man, and then he'll have a lot of other people who will revise the scripts. There might be like 5, 6, 7 writers by the time it's over. Who knows? Or maybe he'll just bang out an excellent script that's right on the money. Who knows? I do want to point out that Bad Robot tweeted out this guide to dismantling white supremacy at work. A picture, and it said, "At Bad Robot, we are committed to dismantling white supremacy at work and at large. We are following leading academics, activists, and artists, and have compiled an evolving set of resources that we are sharing with friends and colleagues. Onward." So that, I think that maybe can tell you a little bit of their mindset going forward. And if Henry Cavill is indeed not going to be Superman, if that's just scrapped, then I think that's unfortunate to a degree, because I do feel like he was the right person for the job. I just don't feel like they really gave him great material. But I did like Man of Steel, though. And a lot of people don't, but I really liked it. They should have did a Man of Steel 2. That's what they should have did. And they should have did more of the, like, you know, greatness of Superman. But whatever. They did what they did. Now we are where we are. And part of me just kind of feels like they should go ahead and just scrap the DC universe. But I know Aquaman made far too much money to do that. So, and I do like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. And I do like Henry Cavill as Superman. I guess I know some people like Ben Affleck as Batman. I maybe he was fine for Batman. I didn't like Batman in Man of Steel. In Batman versus Superman, I thought he was just irrationally stupid. And I'm like, if you could investigate it for 5 more minutes, maybe you would have saw that Lex Luthor was playing you the whole time. But anyway, we will see where this goes. I told you guys I used to talk about comic books all the time. I'm not personally very excited about like the future of like TV and film. I'm excited to keep writing stuff myself, and hopefully we can rebalance the world and not have so many people so focused on this woke stuff. And it is really an agenda, and I'll talk about that more later. But it is a purposeful agenda going on where they're hiring people of ideology to eke out ideology. As someone who just wants to like sit and watch and enjoy, it sucks. And sometimes stuff, you know, there's nothing to worry about. Like, people were talking a lot about Miss Marvel and coming when it came out. And, you know, when I actually saw it, it was an okay film. Like, it was all right. I thought it was like standard Marvel goodness, I guess. And it wasn't too feministy, in my opinion. There were some scenes that they cut out that could have pushed it over on the edge, but I thought it was all right. So maybe there's nothing to be concerned about, and maybe Henry Cavill's just still gonna be in, and this is just gonna be a different Superman story. You know, maybe this thing is gonna just be like a normal Superman movie that is like off the charts great, and maybe it'll be far better than what he's written for comic books. And maybe I don't want to totally, like I said, I don't want to totally write him off, because I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. But I know people will. But I at least want to be fair. I mean, so I'm not too like super stoked about any sort of movies or TV right now, to be honest with you. But I will, I believe I will give it a shot, at least until I see the previews. But we'll see. What do you guys think about this? Are you totally concerned and freaking out about the future of our entertainment industry, or are you totally chill about this? Are you lax? Are you excited about this? Let me know in the comments, and also visit blacktnews.com. Make sure that you check out merchandise and subscribe to like email list and all the other good stuff. And thank you guys for joining me on this episode.